Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continued my Let's Play Bravely Second End Layer for the PC. My name is the FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today we have a couple things we need to take care of before we go to that new quest marker. And that is, first off, I want to, as was reminded to me, thank you so much for reminding me to do this, because I sometimes I get sidetracked, and I forget. But, Saif pointed out, hey, you haven't read your journal recently. And you're right, yeah, I did say I was gonna do that like a couple of episodes ago and never happened. The second thing we need to do is go to the Chop Village. So let's go get those two things out of the way and then we'll proceed on with the story. I hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. So we're gonna look for the new stuff, and we're gonna look to see about things I missed. Now, there's a chance, like these guys here, I may have them as new because, as I said, when I went back through Luke 2, I did fight a lot of battles, just passively gaining experience and job points. So that may be why I have something like this done. Members of the Imperial Blade Regiment posted to the front lines in Eisenberg, the awfully quick. These silver helmets and breastplates are awfully spiffy. It's funny how a simple change in uniform can make an enemy look so much more intimidating. There's something about the combination of colors that makes them look like real pros. Very astute, my young friends. The speed and stubbornness of these soldiers cannot be denied. Their outflank ability may not seem like anything special, but the advantages of saving the most powerful attack for the end of the turn cannot be denied. You just said it twice? Yeah, you did just say it twice, okay. You do well to steel yourselves. There'd be little doubt that you faced the veterans of the Imperial Army. Imperial Blade Van. A crack soldier of the Glenn's Army Blade Regiment posted by the Eisenberg region. These units are easily identified by their green helmets, green uniforms and sparkling silver helms. Their dauntless expressions and great determination in battle are evidence of the elite training they have received. The outflank maneuver, a powerful strike at the end of turn, is especially dangerous. Imperial Guards Blade. One of the Blades Regiment's true elites. Look at how the gold glitters. And those stylish red accents. But these guys have more for them than just their outfits. You could tell that they were handpicked by the Kaiser himself. But check out that solid gold breastplate. I wonder how much the uniforms cost to make. It almost looks more ceremonial than practical. We had a few suits of armor like that in the Coast Guard too, but there were only one for decoration. I know, right? You never catch anyone in the turning forces wearing solid gold armor into battle. Outfitting themselves in ceremonial armor. I must be awfully sure of their own abilities. And they should be. They say they're the Empire's elite of the elite. Only 1 out of every 10 soldiers becomes a Guard's Blade. There doesn't seem to be any shortages of them here, if you ask me. Imperial Guards Blade, an elite of the Blade Regiment, allowed to wear the scarlet garb that marks the very best. They comprise only 1/10 of the Imperial fighting force. They're easily identified by the gold breastplates, gold braid, and black gilt-edged helms with Guards Blade scarlet ribbons. They are a powerful political force in the Empire. Okay. Imperial Guard Spear. The elite of the Kaiser Spear Regiment. These gaudy gold epaulets tell you that these guys are pretty high in the ranks. The way they all gang up on you with the second spear, talk about intimidating. Still, from those extravagant uniforms to the way they fight in unison, they must be a very proud unit. You can almost hear them saying, all for one, one for all. Right, or my spear stands with you, comrade. My spear. You can have my ox, my bow, and my spear. Where'd you learn all that ye old talk? If I were one of them, I'd say, this is the end for you, you cur. Don't know if I get that line. Aha, because of spear, right? But watch out, your opponent might come back with, and I've got a tip for you. Oh god, no. I think I get the point. Aha. Whose smart idea was to read these? No, seriously, thank you for that. I love reading these. Anyway, how should we deal with them? Maybe paralyze our allies so they have no attacks to follow after? Isn't that a roundabout way to go about it? Shouldn't we just take out these guys first? Then again, they're awfully tough. The fact that we even have to think about it that much is a testament just how tough they are, huh? Imperial Guard Spear, the elite of the Spear Regiment. Allowed to wear the scarlet garb that makes the very best. When they use the second spear maneuver, they respond to an attack of an ally with a strike of their own. They are vexing foes that are difficult to control. The Imperial Desert Staves. An Imperial battle mage deployed to the desert. They're always sweating and rubbing sand out of their eyes. It doesn't look like they're enjoying our assignment much. Their preferred strategy is cast Mystic Boon to boost their magic power, then bury us in sand with Quake. Now that you mention it, they really do always look irritated at something. Maybe that's one of the prerequisites for becoming an Imperial stave. Look, I found a page from the diary of one of the Imperial desert staves. New recruits these days are always going on about Blizzard this, Blizzard that. Don't you know Blizzard? Can you cast Blizzard on me? Look, the higher-ups never give us a scroll, and that's that. You think I'm not as hot as the rest of you punks? Gah! And whoever designed these stupid black helmets, don't they know that black absorbs heat? I guess they really aren't enjoying their assignment. I wonder if morale is this low across the entire army. I have to say, there's something cute about a man of letters with such a foul mouth. Wait, what? Imperial Desert Stave. A soldier of the Glon's Army Stave Regiment posted to the Reina region. These mage soldiers wear special sandy yellow equipment that is adapted for the desert climate and attack with earth-based spells such as Quake. Like other units posted to the desert, they tend to be wilder and rougher than the standard units. Okay, don't have all of him. Imperial Guard Stave. These are the elites of the Imperial Staves, and you can sure tell by the uniforms. Look at how the gold epaulets on their shoulders sparkle. Guard Staves, huh? In the returning forces, we have elite cavalry, infantry, and archers. We don't have battle mages or anything like that. Now you think they might be necessary? The way they freeze their opponents will stop and shock them with Thundaga. They are awfully efficient in what they do. Yeah, having one party member taking out commission for multiple turns can really change the side battle. Yes, it can. It's really annoying, too. And even if you move the effect with a spell or an item, well, that's another action you've wasted. Hits you like a good punch to the gut. Yep. There was once a general who believed the wounded are more of a burden in an army than the dead, because of the effort that must be sent tending to them. He would specifically forego powerful weapons like rifles, instead outfitting his men with weapons designed to inflict grave but not lethal wounds. Serrated swords, rusty daggers. That sounds like it's taken a little too far. Certainly doesn't sound very ethical. Then again, when you think of the lives of the own men that he saved by diverting the enemy's attention, true, it isn't so black and white, is it? Imperial Guard Stave. The elite of the Stave Regiment, allowed to wear the scarlet garb that makes the very best. Imperial Guard Staves are troublesome and dangerous foes who can inflict heavy lightning damage on parties with the Thundaga spells and freeze individuals in tracks with stop. Imperial Axeman. Yeah, I'm only doing the ones that are complete. Wow, look at the muscles on these guys. His blows would be smart enough without him using Shell Split to weaken our guard. Tell me about it. Each hit packs more of a punch than the last. Is it just me or are they awfully fast for their size? Look, I found a page from the diary of an escaped soldier. By the direct orders of His Majesty, Kaiser Oblivion, the Imperial Vanguard will match on Eisenberg. His Majesty says that Eisenberg will prove a key battlefield with the Orthodox and the Dutch to join forces with the newly united Eisenberg army. And this is why he has chosen only the strong of us for this task. So the soldiers we're fighting here in Eisenberg are the elites of the Imperial Army, huh? That would explain why they're so darn tough. Imperial Axeman. A crack soldier of the Glans Army Axe Regiment posted in the Eisenberg region. When the Kaiser attacked the treaty signing ceremony between the Duchy and Orthodoxy, he split his army in two. One force staying with him in the main group, while the other, made of select soldiers with each regiment, was sent to Eisenberg as part of the Great Vanguard. Imperial Guard Axe. Axe-rated soldiers of the Kaiser's own personal guard. Strong, silent types whose elaborate uniforms make them look all the more imposing. Oh, I almost shudder to think of the sheer strength hidden beneath the quiet gaze of these gentle giants. Just a regular swing of the axe from these guys would be enough, but then they break out the double damage like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And look at how straight their backs are when they stand. Do you think the Kaiser is a stickler for good posture? Or posture? Look here, I found a page. As the members of the Imperial Army close to His Majesty himself, appearance and decorum are as important as our prodigious combat skills. Why, just yesterday, I took a new recruit to task for parting his hair to the left instead of the right, as ordered by the Imperial Military Code. Too strict, you say? Nonsense! His Majesty puts his trust in us, and we must respond with nothing less than protection. Well, you know, left is always right. Something tells me I won't last long in the ranks. Don't their helmets cover it up all anyway? Imperial Guards Axe. An elite of the Axe Regiment allowed to wear the Scarlet Guard that marks the very best. Guard Axes defend the law and are effective at suppressing revolt. Their plain appearance belies iron arm strength. They really give us a hard time with their special abilities like double damage attack that is twice as powerful as a regular strike. Imperial Desert Shield. For such hulking brutes, these guys have some tricks up their sleeves. Like their cat got your tongue attack that makes you forget how to form words with your mouth. How do they do that? On the moon, some people say that ginger makes you forgetful. Maybe they dip their maces in ginger sauce? But we've been eating plenty of ginger and I haven't forgotten anything, or at least as far as I can remember. Yeah, tell me about it. That glazed duck with lemon ginger sauce we had in town was just the best. I'll say. Sweet and savory. What are we talking about again? Duck with ginger sauce, I think. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe Magnolia's onto something here. Close, my young friends, but no cigar. The true answer lies in a certain flower called a hush leaf that blooms in the oasis of the desert. Grinding up these flowers and spraying them on the mace tip together with the force of impact combines to produce a temporary loss of muscle memory in the target's tongue. The moral of this story is, don't forget your echo herbs. Imperial Desert Shield, a soldier of the Glan's Army Shield Regiment posted to the Reina region. These soldiers use the large shields to protect allies and smear a compound on the maces made from hush leaf. A plant that grows in Harena is known to cause silence. They got your tongue attack, aided by the compound, inflicts silence on the victim. Imperial Shield Vans. Talk about a walking fortress. I've never seen someone take so much damage and keep standing. The way that iron wall technique of theirs absorbs every physical blow we throw at them, we might as well be fighting an actual iron wall. But don't forget the most important skill of a defender, drawing the enemy's attention so that they attack you instead of their friends. Like taunting them, you mean? In what way? I don't know. Like clicking your tongue or tutting at someone, I guess. Tutting? I don't know if you've ever been tutted, but I have, and murder. I was ready to pop that guy a new one. I only thought twice about it because of his commander and the Sky Knights. Now that you mention it, I think I see one more reason why Sir Heinkel is such a skilled defender. That's what I'm talking about! Imperial Shield Van. A crack soldier of the Glan's Army Shield Regiment posted to the Eisenberg region. According to India, most have all the qualities needed to serve as elite shields and soldiers. With obstruct, they block attacks aimed at allies, and when they do that, it's like trying to knock a hole in an iron wall. Imperial Guard Shield. The Shield Regiment's elite of the elite. It's unnerving how calm they are in the heat of the battle. With their phalanx skill, they're able to defend their allies and return the attack in one fell swoop. No wonder that Kaiser keeps them as close as his last line of defense. Tell me about it. They're almost as impenetrable as the Skyhold itself. And those neatly trimmed mustaches just make you want to punch them in the smug faces. Guess what? I found one of their diaries. I fear this situation is grave. When shaving this morning, I accidentally shaved the left side of my mustache 1/10 of an inch too short. I attempted to compensate by doing the same to the right side, only to shoot by an additional 1/10. If I continue at this rate, my once proud mustache will be reduced to a few straggling hairs. How will I ever face His Majesty again? I guess appearances can be deceiving. The Shield Regiment Elite ally to wear the Scarlet Guard that marks the very best. These soldiers can perform the phalanx maneuver in which they block attacks against their allies and reply with a counterattack. In battle, they stand with shields at the ready, composed and motionless like stone turrets. Don't have that one filled out yet. Here we go. Imperial Katana Guard. So these are the elite of the Empire's Katana Regiment. Look how sharp those blades are. Yeah, they look like they could slap us and clear in two without spilling a drop of blood. I bet each one was forged by some master swordsmith. They sure were. I recognize the one the Go was the other day was wielding. You did? Yep, that was Sazunka, forged by the master smith Yoshi Ichi. And another was wielding Appalling Slicer, the last work of Ringan III. I saw it the other day. The point is, these girls have access to some pretty serious blades. They're practically national treasures. Really? They all look the same? Don't you get it? It's not about their appearance, it's about the make of the blade. Who'd have thought? I guess India knows a lot. At least when it comes to instruments of violence. And what is that supposed to mean, you? Whoa, your lucky idea doesn't have one of those blades in her right hand right now, you. Imperial Katana Guard, one of the very best and most capable female soldiers of the Katana Regiment. Those renowned warriors, each wield a katana personally bestowed upon them by the Kaiser himself. With thorny rose, they counted every physical strike directed at them. Every rose has thorns, but few hurt as much as these. Imperial, nope, that doesn't have a name. Sky Pikeman, an officer in Unihana and a former member of the Eternian Sky Knights. These soldiers worked under Heinkel back when they were still part of the Eternian forces, and they seem to have followed him to Unihana. He uses a Unihana-style spear to expertly apprehend suspects without dealing harm. His polite and helpful attitude around the town has made him popular, so much so that the Tourist Association has tried to poach him from the constabulary. He came here to help his beloved captain. But I think no one was more surprised than him to find out that Heinkel was in fact Whitson in disguise. Well, I'm glad that both he and Heinkel were not harmed. Former pikemen of the Eternian Force is now serving as patrol officer in Unohana. They are veteran investigators in a police force that is trained to make arrests using long staves. They took pikes from the castle arsenal and joined the battle in support of the boss Heinkel, Whitson, in disguise. Sky Archer. The Unohana Flatfoots were former members of the Eternian Sky Knights. They work for Unohana, right? So why do they dress like that? Maybe it's a uniform? It seems like this fellow plays harp for the city constabulary. So he was so alarmed by hearing about Heinkel's predicament that he grabbed a bow and rushed straight into battle? Well, both harps and bows do rely on the ability to pluck strings. Perhaps he thought he could actually contribute to battle? Too bad he was wrong! Sky Archer, a beat officer patrols streets of Unohana. These new recruits love nothing more than to practice the harp. They took bows and arrows from the castle arsenal and joined the battle in support of the boss Heinkel, Whitson, in disguise. But they didn't really know what they were doing. It was more of a case of monkey see, monkey do. Sky Dueler, an officer in Unohana and a former member of the Eternian Sky Knights. These soldiers worked under Heinkel back when they were still a part of the Eternian forces, and they seem to have followed him to Unohana. This one's mastery with the billy clubs used by Unohana's armed officers is a sight to behold. He is also known to do very well in the constabulary's regular haiku competitions. He came here to help save his beloved captain, but I think no one was more surprised than him to find that Heinkel was actually in fact Whitson in disguise. At least he wasn't harmed very seriously. Sky Dueler, former swordsman of the Eternian Sky Force, is now serving as patrol officer in Unohana. They are veteran investigators in a police force usually trained to use billy clubs. They took swords from the castle arsenal and joined the battle in support of their boss Heinkel Whitson in disguise. I love how each one of those guys has like their own separate entry and story. That's so good. Blackblade. A swordman once served in the Black Blades and serves swordman Kamizumi to this day. These swordsmen definitely have a special air about them. Is it their utter mastery? Their skill born of practice? These swordsmen are all veterans who have been with the master from even before the time he was sent to Eisenberg as the captain of the Black Blades. I've heard that they came rushing after him, even after learning that the swordmaster would be stationed in a distant and strange land. To be able to track so many storied warriors without even asking them to come with him, Master Kamizumi is truly able to inspire great solidarity in those who have served him. Blackblade, a veteran swordman who formerly served with the Black Blades 1st Duchy Division. These grizzled old veterans have been in Kamizumi's service from the time the Black Blades were posted to Eisenberg, and when the swordmaster decided to return to public life, they were among the first to rally around him. Black Pikeman, spearman who once served in the Black Blades and who serves under swordsman Kamizumi to this day. Is this another of the famed warriors of the former Black Blades? That's right, the spearman battled against the shield bearers for years, here in Eisenberg. This man has survived all these skirmishes. He is one of my master's right-hand men. And he defended his captain until the last, a consummate soldier, yes. So that's what it takes to be a true warrior. Black Pikeman, a veteran spearman who formerly served with the Black Blades 1st Duchy Division. These grizzled old soldiers have been in Kamizumi's service from the time the Black Blades were posted to Eisenberg, and when the swordmaster decided to return to public life, they were among the first to rally around him. Black Axe Fighter, an axeman who once served in the Black Blades and who serves Kamizumi to this day. A veteran warrior who came running as soon as he heard that Master Kamizumi faced battle once again. I don't know that I could ever greet a man like the master so casually as equals. This man must be formidable. I'm not sure that's what it is. The two actually happen to share a lot of the same interests, like bonsai and teetotaling? What? What is that? The way I heard it, he just happened to be in the forest collecting moss for his bonsai tree when he came across the master and learned of his predicament. So it was bonsai they was shouting about when he left? Well, that's also impressive, and impressive dedication once hobby's a good thing. Like I said, I love how all these guys have their own stories to them. A veteran axeman who formerly served with the Black Blades 1st Duchy Division. These grizzled old soldiers have been in Kamizumi's service from the time the Black Blades were posted to Eisenberg, where they're known as the Temperate Swords who enjoyed a good shrubbery. They often visit Miasma Woods looking for new shrubs for the gardens, and it was there that they found their old swordmaster and needed help and once more pledged to serve him. You must fetch me a shrubbery! Major Apprentice, a student doing research in Alcompass on somnial energy. I never thought I would end up battling a student who had not even graduated from a coursework yet. Do you think those girls have been duped by DeRosa and his wily ways? Nah, it seems like they truly, if naively, believe that subliminal energy is the energy source of our dreams and will save all the world. They won't listen to a world that any of us has to say against it. It's like a religion to them or something. Yes, it's true that one's scholarly passions can take on almost religious import. There is little that feels more reassuring in this world than to believe in something in which you have no doubts. But the moment that you cease to have doubts or question what you think you know, that is the moment in which you cease to be a scholar. I guess you could say that De Rosa took the pursuit of superficial beauty almost to a religious level. Wow, this has actually been quite educational. Mage Apprentice. A female student out campus who is working with the Somnial Energy Research Team. They really believe in the adjunct professor De Rosa's dream of using somnial energy to solve all the world's problems, and will do anything to make it happen. Nurse in training. One of the White Mage's Holly's underlings, an angel of death, all dressed in innocent white. Wow. Ugh, when they come at you with their syringes. I know they can leave you afflicted with the dread effect of battle, but I honestly dread them both on and off the battlefield. I'm pretty sure I've heard they aren't real nurses. It seems like Holly hired local girls in Florham and just had them dress up in white uniforms. What? That's even scarier. I don't want someone who doesn't even know what they're doing coming at me with a big old needle. Reminds me of Kampa from the first Hyper-Neptunia Dimension game. She's basically a girl with a giant syringe, and she attacked with a giant syringe. Yeah, or a giant needle. A white-garbed nurse and follower of Holly the White Mage. Actually, any girl in Florham who wears white and says she's employed by Holly can be a nurse apprentice. Just hearing the phrase, "this might sting," can cause her serious mental stress. And when you realize they're not actually licensed as nurses, the terror is doubled. Mr. Tracksuit. A PE teacher in Florham. He supports a co-educational system. He was a member of the Skynet, just like you, right, Idia? I guess so. I honestly don't remember someone like him. But I don't think anyone would blame me. After all, even Boris didn't remember him, and he was Sweaty's superior officer. Let's check out the teacher's directory. He says his full name is Sweaty Tracksuit. He is the native of Eternia, and he's 27 years old. He's even from the same time as you, Idia. You sure you don't remember him at all? Not in the least. Ooh. A male teacher who insisted that Florham's new school be co-educational. When Idia, who had been appointed interim superintendent, decided that boys and girls should be taught separately, Mr. Tracksuit attacked us with his old boss, Boris the Monk. A former Sky Knight, he worked as house servant while commuting to school to earn his teacher's certificate. Praline Admirer. A member of Praline's personal guard, recognized by the peach-colored emblem they wear. Okay, I just want to point out before anyone gets the wrong idea that these guys have nothing to do with the Black Blades. The Blades are a well-honed group of warriors chosen specifically by my master. These guys are wearing Black Blade uniforms and masks? Those are just replicas! They made themselves to try to look like the real deal. Not only that, I've heard that Black Blade regalia goes for top dollar on the black market thanks to the obsession of these fans. They aren't exactly members of Black Blades. What exactly are they? Self-proclaimed bodyguards, or more accurately, groupies. Unwashed, unpaid groupies. Groupies? Praline Admirer, a Katana soldier, ardent fan of Praline, and member of the self-titled Peach Brigade. Although they wear Black Blade uniforms, their clothes are mostly handmade and they have nothing to do with the blades. They have abandoned everything, home, family, work, reason to support Praline and will follow her to the end of the world and beyond. Praline Enthusiast. I love Prinnies, dude! A member of Praline's personal guard, recognized by the lemon yellow emblem they wear. These are some festive outfits they have on. What are these things they're holding in their hands? Limited edition goods that can only be bought at concerts. They are so enticed by the merchandise and the prestige they bestow that some of these fans have nearly bankrupted themselves to collect them. From what Nikolai once told me, some even sold off their whole family homes and lands to support their habit. Wow, I guess they never heard of all things in moderation. Praline Enthusiast, an axe soldier, ardent fan of Praline, and member of the self-titled Lemon Brigade. Although they wear Black Blade uniforms, their clothes are mostly handmade and they have nothing to do with the blades. Many have impoverished themselves by selling off family land to buy limited edition Praline concert merchandise. Praline Devotee, a member of Praline's personal guard, recognized by the berry blue uniform they wear, or emblem. Those ears! Sacred bunny ears long revered by the people of the moon. Why do these cretins? Don't worry, I'm pretty sure that's not what those are. See, these guys managed to get a spot on Praline's private guard as spearmen by bribing their way in. But that role leaves them with no hands free to carry around any praline paraphernalia. So instead they got permission from Praline to buy replicas of their own bunny ears, which are normally never available to the public. She gave them the right to buy replicas? What a peach. All I know is I wouldn't want to wear them if you paid me. Praline devotee, a spear soldier, ardent fan of Praline, and member of the self-titled Berry Brigade. Although they wear black blade uniforms, their clothes are mostly handmade and they have nothing to do with the blades. They deeply regret their choice of weapon as they do not have a spare hand to carry bags of Praline swag, but console themselves by wearing limited edition Praline rabbit ears. Dark Squire. These are Altinus Dim's men. They are still learning, but they can use Minus Strike, which makes them tricky foes. They kind of give off a hoodlum type vibe. Like maybe Altinus just hired up the first people he found and taught them a few tricks. Well, the Minus Strike is a real pain. The more HP they've got, the more damage it deals. What could Altinus be hoping to achieve by training up men like these? Dark Squire, one of the servants of Altinus the Dark Knight. Although ostensibly squires to the knight, their rough appearance makes them look more like hoodlums. They attacked Idia when she endorsed a cost-cutting tax reproduction plan for the new Grand Ship Republic. The only trainees, the Minus Strike is very dangerous. Okay. Let's look at bosses. Derosa, the Red Mage. Ooh, look at the picture. The former leader of the Blood Rose Legion and holder of the Red Mage Asterix. Isn't the Blood Rose Legion the group which infiltrated Florin for the duchy? Yes, they were Eternia's 2nd Division in those days. They were targeting Florin because it was an Orthodox nation still, and they poisoned the pure hearts of Florin's women, making them want to fight to the death for the sake of beauty. They nearly destroyed the whole country. He is a no-good old man. There's really not much better anyone could say about him. His name is Fiore de Rosa. I don't know where he's from, but I do know he's 41. I don't want to know much more than that. He's been around long enough to have been part of my father's uprising 17 years ago, but there are no records left to explain where he came from. His new appointment as professor in Alcampus? Yeah, that. It's pretty suspicious, isn't it? I can't imagine what he must have done to land the job. A mysterious adjunct professor we met in Alcampus. De Rosa was trying to harness the power of seminal energy to solve the world's future energy needs, and he wanted the Wellspring Gem from the desert to provide the large quantities of water necessary for his research. Idia decided that the people of the desert needed it more, so we ended up squaring off. Kamizumi, the Swordmaster. Aw, look, he's got the kitty with him. The famed swordsman known to all as Master Kamizumi, he taught Idia the sword. He was the head of the Black Blades, the most elite outfit within the Eternian forces. His full name is Nabusuna Kamizumi. He's of an age with my father, so he must be around 48 years old now. He hails from Eternia naturally. He loves bitter tea and red bean jam and does not partake in drink. And the Swordmaster and the Grand Marshal both fell in love with the same woman. Two great men fighting over one great beauty. Oh, it's all so romantic. While crossing from Gatalatio to Harena in pursuit of the Skyhold, we were attacked by the Catmancer Minette, and Master Kamizumi protected Idia from one of her cat attacks, receiving serious wounds in the process. Then we hurried to Alcampus to find him some care. He recovered from his wounds and went to deliver a letter he wanted us to take to Idia's fellow disciple, which ended up with us having to fight the Master ourselves. It's all because Master Kamizumi never listens. I suppose the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh? Kamizumi, the Swordmaster. Idia's fencing master and former leader of the elite Black Eternian Blades. Kamizumi is a holder of the Swordmaster Asterix and an expert in all kinds of sword techniques. When Idia urged one of his former pupils to quit his grueling job and follow his dream, Kamizumi took umbrage at the decision and drew his blade to teach his former pupil a lesson. Holly the White Mage. A former White Mage in the Eternian forces, Idia once worked alongside her. Holly White, she's from Eternia. She's 29 this year. We technically did work together for a time, but the truth is that I wasn't in the Skyknights very long at all. Still, I do have plenty of memories of Holly, mostly from when we were both children in Eternia and she would tease me or pick on me. Despite being a healer, she seems to enjoy dealing out pain more than taking it away, and she feels rather like an older sister. Protectively, warmly, and everything you might look to up to as a young girl. She is quite fascinating, I'll grant you that. She may come across a bit thuggish at times, but she's actually got a pretty good heart somewhere deep down. She definitely hates injustice. And you can almost see a bit of Edea in her sometimes, wouldn't you say? What? Me? I'm not all fickle like she is. All the dots. I'm definitely not as violent as her. All the dots. And you can't even begin to compare us when it comes to drinking. She's a total lush. Whereas the only alcohol you drink is the sweat that comes in some dessert. Holly, the White Mage, a former mage of the Ducal Army who we met in Eisenberg. Holly strongly opposed Profiteer's efforts to buy the shack of an old man's granddaughter in order to build a trade port on the land. When Idia came out in support of Profiteer's economic recovery plan, Holly grew angry and attacked us. Artemia, the Ranger. Oh, that's a really cool picture of her. A famous archer who was once part of the Eternian forces and a friend of Idia's? Is that right? I don't know if I call her friend exactly. She's a year younger than me, so she should be 17 this year. She's the youngest of the 3 Venus sisters. The older is Einherja, and the middle sister is Mephilia. When Einherja left home to train as a soldier, Mephilia ran off with some guy, and so Artemia ended up pretty much orphaned. The Frostis took her in and raised her. So she's pretty, wild. She loves nothing more than taking on strong enemies in battle, has tried to get me to fight her many times in the past. Even back when we were children. I say that sounds pretty fond of you, Idea. Well, we've been stuck together since we were kids, so... Artemia the Ranger. Hired muscle employed by the group searching Grap Keep for the ultimate beast magic. Artemia, the holder of the Ranger Asterix, was one of those trapped by the cave-in, and argued with her boss Omnius over the distribution of the rations. When Idea sided with Omnius, Artemia, believing in all equality of all life, attacked us in rage. Henkel the Knight! Ooh, look at that image. The famous inspector in the Unahana Constabulary. He was once a commanding officer, Idea? Yes, he was a captain of the Sky Knights, as well as a holder of the Knight Asterisk. I have no idea why or when he became an inspector, though. Or why he chose the Unahana. Doesn't really seem like the place for a knight. An inspector clad head to foot in armor and carrying a great big shield, and beneath his gruff exterior, he is a sturdy ally to be counted on? I could get behind such a man. Let's see, his full name is Argent Henkel. I believe he's 45 years old. He was appointed as a captain when the Eternian Ducal Guard merged with the Sky Knights. He is a brave commander, both ferocious and meticulous. He is known for blitz attacks. Likes chivalry, bravery, liquor. Dislikes pleasantries and celery. Don't blame him. Oh, and he is also an uncle to that Sholmes person, isn't he? Yeah, they did say that, which means that he's also somehow related to Kikyo, which pretty much boggles the mind. Yes, but the man we knew as Henkel was actually Whitson all along, wasn't it? Only in disguise. Oh, that is true. So then the real Henkel, what kind of man is he? Henkel the Knight. Hard-boiled inspector with the Unahana police force and holder of the Knight Asterix. Henkel was Idea's captain back when she served in the Knights of the Eternian Sky. He became angry at Idea when she just encouraged his nephew Sholmes to become a private inspector and turned his blade upon us. Or so we thought. In the end, the Henkel turned out to be none other than Whitson, Sholmes' best friend turned criminal mastermind in disguise. Boris the Monk. Ooh, he looks awesome. A former member of the Eternian forces and India's follow in arms. That might be overstating things a little. After all, I had hardly joined the Sky Knights before I left them. But I did know of Boris Slayer. He used to pilot the airships. He hates being called a bear wrestler more than anything, but he's a born fighter. He even helped out a bit during my father's uprising, though he was only about 9 at the time. Wow! He has to be about 26 or 27 now. Whenever he could see me on the streets, he would call out in that big booming voice and everyone would turn to look. It was so embarrassing. Wait, it couldn't be. Did he used to sing a song that went something like, "The red sun in the sky is so big and round and high"? Ack! How did you know his favorite song? Well, when I was a child, the same song could be heard being sung on Gatalatio in his booming voice, whenever there were lots of snow falling. Well, that was definitely Boris. Even though we were always told not to wander into Chrysalis Lands without reasoning, honestly, what was he thinking? Maybe he was spying? While singing at the top of his lungs? I guess if anyone could get away with that, it'd be Boris. Singing about the sun on a snowy day. Perhaps there's a bit more poetry in this soul than we imagined. Oh, very, very clever. Boris. Boris is a former Sky Knight comrade of Idea's who we met in Florum. When Idea suddenly found herself appointed superintendent, she decreed that the new school should teach boys and girls separately. Boris was a supporter of the co-ed faction and so attacked us when he learned of the decision. Prelude, Diva of the Battlefield. Oh, look at her. The Diva of the Battlefield and holder of the performer Asterisk. Even I know who this one is. Nikolai had plenty of pictures of her hanging on his walls, after all. Did he know? Pauline Alamode, born in Florem, 17 years old. Yeah, right. Just like she was 17 years old 2 years ago, and the year before that, too. She used to be a part of some girls group, didn't she? Something cakes? Really? It's the first I've heard of it. Do you learn that from Nikolai? I did. I'm sure he explained it all in detail, but honestly just blockbustered it out. I certainly didn't think that she was a member of Eternian's elite black blades. Yeah, she's pretty impressive. She had the entire sword bearer armor dancing to her tune. She had the shield bearers stopped in their tracks. That cloying voice, that terrible naive act though. Did the men of this world truly find such a thing attractive? Well, I can't say that I see the appeal myself. You and me both, you. Praline Diva of the Battlefield, a former member of the Eternian Forces Black Blades. A lost song called The Grand Ship was discovered. It was written by the legendary composer Archipelago and dedicated to the men of the sea. Idia was put in charge of making the decision on the song's arrangement, and when she rejected Praline's version, the diva saw red. Alternus, the Dark Knight. One of the major players in the Eternian Duchy, he also holds the Dark Knight Asterisk. His dark blade is a thing to be feared. He is one of the Grand Marshal's most trusted confidants, and is always there to save Idia, and instantly us whenever trouble comes to find us. Alternus Dim. He's 5 years older than me, so that makes him 23 now. He's originally from Florem. He was an orphan, wasn't he? Yes, when Alternus was all alone as a child in Florem, my father reached out to him and offered him a home. We were raised as close as any brother and sister. Your father was truly a great man. Alternus continues to support orphans, providing them with food and educational support. Now I feel like we've done something terrible. We had little choice. I'll let the government carry on with those impossible taxes and might have allowed the poor laws to survive a bit longer, or would have eventually driven the whole nation to ruin. A bit of free food and some books would have been little comfort. But he never does remove that intimidating helmet of his, I wonder what just kind of face he is hiding under there. All the dots. Alternus does good deeds around the world while serving as Bray's right-hand man. And the new Grand Ship Republic, we met him delivering food rations and school supplies to the orphans. But when Idia supported a plan to cut taxes and get rid of handouts to the poor, he refused to accept her decision and we had to fight him. That's interesting. Missing spot. Jean the Blazing Wolf. Holder of the Fencer Asterisk, one of the 3 Cavaliers, and my former best friend. We are camped out in the woods during a mission to rescue Her Holiness when he turned on the Crystal Guard and murdered ally after ally in cold blood. We crossed swords once more at the Eternian Central Command. He told me how he had planned all along to betray our side and bring down the Crystal Guard and then Nikolai. Even Nikolai. His full name is Jean Angard. He is from Gathalatio and he's 16 years of age. He was always handy in a fight and would lead the neighborhood kids when they ganged up on to take the children. When they ganged up to take on the children of great families. When he was 11, his skill with sword was recognized and was sent to out campus to undergo formal training there. Once he left Gathalatio, he earned fantastic grades and accelerated through levels in no time, graduating a whole year before I did. He went back to Gathalatio after that and was admitted to the Crystal Guard despite his common origins. He always did stand out. In less than a half a year to join, he'd take on 50 of his fellow guards in duels and beat them all. His skill won him a position as one of the famed 3 Cavaliers. So when did he start playing to betray all that we were? When did he give up on the 3 Cavaliers and me? When Jean disappeared with the compass of space and time, he revealed that he was born not as Jean Angard, but as Jean Balestra, son of a legendary swordsman whose powers had not been forgotten, by the Orthodoxy. When we encountered him for the 3rd time at the Temple of Fire, he was helping to send the crystal's power out of control, and he told us of his true plans, the Kaiser's true plans, the burning desire in John's heart that drives him onward, and his hunger for revenge against the Crystal Guard and those who betrayed and dishonored his brother, his father, and family. When we tried to storm the Skyhold in order to stop Kaiser Oblivion from escaping through the Holy Pillar, John stood once again in our way. He still bore the many wounds from our last battle and still he demanded a true fight. He had it from us, and when he fell, he did so with an expression of peace. Jean the Blazing Wolf, Knight of the Crystal Guard, one of the 3 Cavaliers and holder of the Fencer Asterisk. In Pilgrim's Grove, John turned traitor and killed a large number of our comrades. After that, we crossed blades often in Central Command, the Grand Millworks, the Temple of Fire, and Skyhold. And gradually, I learned of the tragic past that spurred him to cast his lot with the Kaiser. Sad story. Revenant, the lost soul. Revenant is the holder of the guardian asterisk. Though he's only a child and a ghost, his spirit is held within one of suits of armor that line the skyhold where our holiness was kept captive. But the only thing you'll find left of him is his lilting voice. He possessed me, didn't he? And made me attack Adia so he could control other people. And surely he must be the one who made Agnes release the crystal power. That's what I thought too. Revenant Grace. He said it was Guy's son, didn't he? But the name Grace is one of the holy names only granted to saints and the others who have done a great service for the orthodoxy. So he was Guy's Grace once, and his son Rev died while he was away from home. That was how he ended up binding his son's soul to that suit of armor. It was regret that weighed heavy on him all those years. What happened to these two? Clad in heavy, stout armor, he is a holder of the guardian asterisk. Actually, it's more accurate to say that Revenant is the armor. He attacked us suddenly in the skyhold cell while Agnes was being held. He can possess victims and boost his own powers and spiritual power, and his spiritual energy to unleash powerful physical attacks. He said he was the son of the exorcist Geist. I don't have all those filled out yet. Anne! Here she is. The fairy was always together with Kaiser Oblivion. She was Oblivion's assistant and seems that she may have been the one planning all their misadventures. She got him to summon the Holy Pillar, and then he took her holiness hostage as he fled. By all appearances, Anne had served the Kaiser loyally, but he left her behind. He would have expected anger or grief, but she seemed quite happy to let him see him go. Was her true goal to blast the moon away with the Holy Pillar from the very start? And kidnapping Agnes from the treaty signing? No, perhaps even before that. Even raising an army might have been her idea from the beginning. Anne blew our moon into a different dimension and stopped time here in our world, pretending we took her on in battle. With Dark Flare, she can deal 10 hits of dark magic to random targets of the party, and you sicken meat can poison you, if you're unlucky. Well, worst of all is Now You See Me, which lets her fade into the battlefield. If you try to hit her miss, she'll slap the whole party with I'm over here. In the end, it was Anne who fell in battle, and we were left to wander through a world without time. It's amazing how they don't mention her being a fairy like Aerie, you know? And a fairy with black wings who served Kaiser Oblivion. She captured Agnes and forced her to make her crystals run amok, which made the Holy Pillar appear. She then used the Skyhold to deflect the beam and blast the moon into a different dimension. Wait, where's the Kaiser at? Yeah, the Kaiser's not on our list. Huh. Alright, well that's all the reading that we're going to do today. Looks like I almost have all the Catmancies. Learn from regularly. Oh, they actually tell you where all the skills are learned from. Look at this. I want to learn this skill because it was the attack all, the fire and the ice skills in the first game that I relied on a lot. This could be a really good skill if I can find where the regulars are. Raise all attacks, physical attack preferred turns. The problem with these are you have to charm the target to get to learn this skill, which can be a real problem. So this is the one I really want to learn, regulars. And I also want to learn Susanna O. Mausoleum where spirits howl. Don't think we've been in a place like that yet. Chompshire. I did see this place like while I was exploring the world, and then dear friend Entra pointed out and said, "Hey, go visit this place." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have seen that. I just never went there." I mean, I definitely saw there was something weird like sticking out on the map. You wish to change your name? You do? I see, huh? No, we don't wish to change our name. If you're playing the mod, do not ever have these things change your name. If it's anything like the original game, it will crash your game. Don't do it. There we go. That's the last time I was looking for. Scrolls you want for sharing scrolls are. I think I've learned every single magic spell. I don't know if there's specialized magic spells that only sold here. Take that as a no. I like how they talk like Yoda. Ooh, they sell elixirs here. Oh, heck yeah. What about the weapon shop? Are those 200,000 peaks? What? The dark blade wielded by Altinus Dim. The stylish, fashionable blade worn by Fiore de Rosa. The lethal blade worn by John Angard. The bloody blade wielded by Geist Grace. The mighty axe wielded by Captain Barroso. The Piscine axe wielded by Minette Napkati. It's actually slightly stronger than our blue item box, but not by much. A prototype weapon powerful but unstable. Highly efficient spear wielded by Anheria. Guy Bolg as recreated by Imperial Technology. A weighty spear wielded by Revenant Grace. Clumsy rod wielded by Ominous Pro. Magneto Fire. That's a big, oh my god. That's a big magic attack buff. Look at that, plus 50 for Magnolia. Iron Hard, an elegant rod wielded by Mephilia Venus. Top of lines microphone wielded by Praline a la mode. A doll-shaped rod wielded by the Dark Vestal Bella. The winged staff wielded by Holly White. Expressive looking staff wielded by Profiteer. The staff Nikolai wielded to atone for his sins. The sharp ninja blade wielded by Kikyo. The light yet lethal knife wielded by the Jackal. A knife with a fork motif wielded by Angelo. Artemis bow, crafted from the beast god's bones. Kamazumi's blade, forged from meteoric iron. God hand, a brute force of Barus Lair in your own hands. Shield cutter, greatsword wielded by Sir Argent Hankel. Revolution, a greatsword wielded by Dennis Genealogia. Gun cleaver, a double-duty weapon wielded by Amy Matchlock. These things are so powerful. A shield of unsurpassed sturdiness wielded by Sir Heinkel. Norse's shield, which also serves as a star crest. And a guardian Garrus shield favored by Angelo. The sweet berry shield cake. Oh, here's where we get the growth in golden eggs. Oh man, they're so expensive. So expensive. Like, this is what you want right here. I mean, by the time you get 99, it doesn't matter. A washcloth. Like, I want all of this stuff. Like, all of it. I think what I should do is I should buy one of these for Magnolia, our dear summoner friend. Let's buy this summoner one by Mephilia Venus, the Iron Rod. Man, it's all so good. Wait, did I even finish looking through here? Okay, it doesn't have any armor. Just really good weapons. Like, stupidly good weapons. Like, look at that. That is sensationally strong. Although I was using a rod that's not very good, but still, that is still sensationally strong. All right, well, I did say I was going to Arena Sea Caves today, and I know I'm going on 15 minutes. So let's go to the Arena Sea Caves. Because, yeah, I said I was going to do it. So let's go. Okay, we are here. And We are ready to go. I do have Idea as a Dark Knight, and the reason for that is because she just mastered her previous job, so just giving her something to do.
The compass! We did it!
All right, now we're one step ahead of the Kaiser. We just need to make sure we keep it out of his hands.
Right then. I'll keep it safe. Me and my
Oh,
daddy.
come on! I had a split second thought of, wait, what if that's not Idea? Dang it!
All too easy.
I was suckered in.
Your foolishness has served us well.
It's just so weird how she said that.
Wait, did I just...
Did I do that? Yeah, you did.
I did it! I really did it!
Dang it!
Well done, Rev. Father and son. United, we are unstoppable.
We sure are, Daddy.
His Majesty awaits. We must make haste.
Hey, stop!
I'm really sorry, guys. It's not your fault, Idia. The same thing happened to me. But still,
It's that Revenant kid's special power. There's no fighting it. Right, this is no time for regrets. Our only job now is to get the compass back. Keep running!
you got it.
Wait, is that?
Well, what have we here?
Brave?
You're in our way. Get lost.
I am Grand Marshal Brave Lee of Eternia. You Imperial rogues shall not pass.
Heck yeah, you get him, Brave.
Preposterous. The Grand Marshal? Here?
You are surrounded by 500 of the Duchy's best men. Surrender, or we shall cut you down.
Go suck an egg, guys.
Nice one, Father.
We can take it from here, sir.
Very well. Let us see your strength, my young cavalier of the Crystal Guard.
Are you ready, son?
You bet I am.
Oh, great. We gotta find them both. Oh, this...
Give us back that compass. We don't want to fight you.
But a fight is precisely what my son and I desire.
That's right. Fight, fight, fight.
Yes, until this rotting world is no more.
Oh, boy. Okay. How are we gonna do this? We should be able to one-shot Rev. We should be able to one-shot Rev, so let's focus on Geist. And how are we gonna do that? I don't know. We're gonna start with a physical defense down on Geist. He doesn't have that much HP though. Thought he had 60,000 last time. Okay. With the light. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Let's just physical defense ignoring effects. Or actually no, let's do default. And let us raise our physical attack. Dragon scale armor. Okay. You can let loose. You put down benediction. I want you to wait. Just wait. That's fine. Oh my gosh. Let's go!
Why ever did I accept the task? Leaving my poor fever-stricken son, I set sail for a distant port. They told me the girl needed an exorcism, but it was no demon that possessed her. She did not need mystic rites, but medical care and quarantine. I should have refused. I should have taken a stand. Instead, I cowed to them and did nothing. They set sail with the girl to litter the world with the seeds of the plague.
You were there?
No exorcism will rid me of these demons. The sigh of a loving man, racked with worry for his granddaughter. The honeyed words of a greedy man, hastening home with a bounty for his church. The compassion of a merciful man, who allowed a dying girl to go home. The heartless scheming of an ambitious man who knew the truth, governed by their own desires. These powerful men reached a fateful decision. If only I had questioned it. If only another had stood in judgment. I seek only two things now. To atone for my role in causing the plague.
That's right. Atone, Daddy, atone.
That's really sad.
And for what I've done to my poor son.
And this guy's kind of crazy, but it's pretty sad.
Forgive me, Rev, for giving you that ghastly body. I returned home a month later. You were gone. At least your body was. But a tiny piece of your soul still lingered. You had waited, refused to go on without me.
Of course. I love you, Daddy.
And so I took your soul and clad it in armor, all the while knowing I was building a prison. I wish it never was. With my own hand, I will undo it all. This is the end for me, my son. You must go. Take the compass. Deliver it to His Majesty. If you can find it in your heart, forgive me. I love you, my son.
Aww. Man, sucks. Oh, that sucks. I hate it. I hate that. Oh. Oh. Well, we got a job to do. Okay, he's not possessing me. So, do I just go ahead and attack? Probably. Probably. Just go one. Yeah, just go one. And you're gonna raise everyone's attack. Yeah, okay. So, double. Amped. You go all in. And you can Benedict Idea. And you can go all in as well. Launching Deus Ex Reigns. Alright, let's do this. Oh, that's not great. I should have realized that. Tiz is just popping off like crazy. Alright, let's finish this. Weapon of choice, Thunderhead. And then just attack 3 times. Should end it. I'm sorry, kid. Great fight, everyone.
What mockery is this? Finish us!
I don't want to.
I am tired. Tired of this world. This anger. This hatred for myself.
This wasn't about you. We just needed to get that compass back. We have no intention of killing you or your son.
If you take the compass, you take with it my dreams. I have no reason to live.
Did you say you want to atone?
I know all about your dreams. You want to rewrite history. You think if you do that, you can free yourself from all the sadness and suffering. But don't you see that means destroying everything? Including your son?
You know nothing.
It's all right, Daddy. I don't mind.
It's not all right. It's terrible and wrong.
Listen to them, Revenant. There was nothing right about what you were prepared to do.
I was ready to send him to death again. Rev, my beloved son. I cared only about the past. I could not see what was right before my eyes. I care not what form you take, so long as you are...
Daddy!
Aww. I like I like these two. Aww.
Better late than never to realize the error of your ways.
Yeah.
Father.
So you were the exorcist of legend, whose name was honored throughout the Orthodoxy.
I'm gonna cry twice in the same day. Once on Final Fantasy 9 and once in this game.
Now it is a name best forgotten. But how? Ah, the young priest. That was you. Yes, it was I who unleashed the plague on the world. You have your sword. Do what you will.
But you warned us. With your report, the church was able to field a team of physicians to discover a cure.
But it was all too late.
Without your warning, the crisis would have continued for many more years. You saved countless lives.
You truly mean what you say? Very well, Templar. My son and I shall go with you.
This way.
And the music too just makes
Wait,
everything
Rev.
so good.
When I was your age, my father was everything to me. As long as he was there, I knew I was safe. That's right. Just like you. And I trusted his every word, without question. But when I started to explore the world on my own, I learned that not everything was so black and white. I was confused. The values I began to hold were different from what I'd always believed. So I rebelled. I even fought him. I felt awful about that. I thought I should never have left his side.
Got it. I'll always stick by Daddy, no matter what.
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh.
It wasn't until I struck out on my own that I realized all the burdens he carried. I met new people, found friends and allies. I learned that everyone has their own way of seeing the world. You should sit down and talk. Talk with your father. It wasn't until I did that I truly began to understand him. I knew that the next time, I could truly stand by his side. So you do that, okay? See the world, make new friends, and learn how to support your father as he supports you.
Now I've got it. I'm going to work hard so I can help my daddy. Thanks, lady.
You have a fine daughter.
Yes, she's a real handful, and I could not be prouder of her.
Aww, so...
All right, the compass is ours.
Excellent! Now we can use it to lure the Kaiser to us.
I also realized I could see her talking because her mask doesn't fully come down all the way. But if you look at her mouth, you can actually see her talking.
But will he know that we have it?
I've got that covered. Mr. Kamizumi!
Master?
Magnolia de Kamizumi. Do you read me, monsieur?
What the? Oh, curses, where is it? Hello? Is this thing on? Ah, there. Kamizumi speaking.
I wasn't expecting you to come down that way.
We've acquired the compass.
Excellent. I've just arrived in the gardens of Florum, but, I have hit something of a snag. I request your presence immediately.
Oh? Huh.
Sounds like he's in trouble. We'd better hurry.
Right, chat. A Tale of Two Fathers. Father knew that man, guys. He said that in old days he was a gentle and pious man and one of the most skilled exorcists in the Orthodoxy. Reverend said his name was Grace. Said his family name was Grace, remember? That's a sacred name, bestowed upon those who perform great deeds in service to the church. Yeah, I just read about that. To hear him tell it, you'd think the blood of all who died in the Great Plague was on his hands. It was the church leaders that silenced him, though, and he eventually summoned the courage to speak, saving countless lives. I wonder what happened between Father and Geist all those years ago. Oh, what a great story. I love this game. I love this game. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Master Kamizumi is calling for you. You must hurry to Flum Gardens. Alright, let's see if we can teleport out of here. Or if there's something that's going to stop us on the way. You never know in RPGs. Every now and then it happens. Alright, well, my name is the FlightlessBird. This is your story-based gaming channel, and this is our continued blind Let's Play. Bravely second for the PC. Much love to all of you. Thank you for everything. Y'all are the #1 YouTube community on YouTube, and I can't thank you enough. I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic day, and until next time, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.